What's going on, people? Welcome back to another video from PremPods. Today we're going to be looking at the fixtures from Gameweek 35.
Yep.
Interesting time of the season as well for up and down the table, as we've said before. We'll get straight into it. 12:30 kickoff. My club, Liverpool, coming down to London again, as we've just done recently. Against West Ham, London Stadium. You want to tell me? I've got a score in mind. I've got a score in mind, but yeah. So West Ham, obviously, they had disappointing result last game out against Palace. I don't think anyone really saw that scoreline as such. Maybe Palace to win, but not as dominantly as they did. And you know, the game was pretty much dead in the first half.
Dead.
I'm going with 3-2.
Bosh.
I'm going to keep it short and sweet. I think, again, any team, as I've said, can cause us problems. Any team that we play against is going to have at least one good chance, if not more.
More than that, yeah.
And it's just whether you take it. We say it every week now. So I think we just outscored them. That's about it.
I've gone 2-1 Liverpool.
Bosh.
So yeah, exact same, but just on the lower end.
Yeah.
I think you outscored them as well on that lower side. So, like you said, West Ham haven't been performing well. I think you lot should definitely have enough to beat them. Like we've been saying, Liverpool have been lacking a few actual finishing touches.
Yeah,
So let's see if they can get over the line, isn't it? Really?
Yeah, the cutting edge hasn't really been there. The game against Fulham, obviously, it was a good comeback win, I think, especially away from home. And Fulham have done well against teams, against Arsenal as well, against a few other teams at home this season. So it was a bit of a tricky game, but we come out of it well, and I think we'll do the same with this one.
You have to see, mate. First game, it might be a bit tricky.
12:30s after the game in midweek as well at Everton. Hopefully, we're not getting lifted in the air too much and not picking up injuries. We'll see. Wolves against Luton is our next game. So Wolves at the Molineux. You tell me. You kick it off.
I've gone for a very, very boring draw. I've not gone 0-0. I've gone 1-1.
Yeah.
Like we're saying, another club where their players have been getting injured. They can't really find that striker that's just getting them the wins or even getting them goals at the moment. So
Luton Town.
yeah, I think they're away from home are a bit of a different team than they are at home. Maybe if they're at home, I'd go for a 2-1 Luton, just because Kenilworth Road seems to cause some big games for these lot. But I've gone 1-1 just because I think they'll both keep each other there. But to be fair, the last time I said 1-1, it ended up 5-2. So
yeah, exactly. So yeah.
There you go.
Well, I mean, Luton last time out were at home and got dismantled by Brentford. A result at this stage of the season that I didn't really expect to see.
No.
I thought Luton would have given it a bit more, but again, they've shown in a few games this season that the golfing class is still there. If there's not as much passion and like the desire and you're up for it because it's a Liverpool, Man United, Man City, Arsenal game, the football level kind of stands out a lot more sometimes.
Definitely.
And it definitely showed against Brentford. I'm going with them to back that up with another defeat. I'm going with a 2-1 Wolves win.
Bosh.
I haven't been too hot on Wolves' scoring ability over the past few weeks. I said last week with the Arsenal game that I don't think they'd score. They created good chances.
They did.
David Raya made some good saves as well. So that kind of shifted my opinion a bit to think that they're probably going to have just as many, if not more, chances than they did against Luton. You know what I mean? It's going to be more of a back and forth game where they're not just sat in their half for like about 70 minutes of the game.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
So 2-1 Wolves is what I'm going with. Luton, it's a difficult time, man.
I want them to stay up. But then
Indeed.
obviously other Premier League teams, like points and places in the Premier League is worth millions.
Yes.
So Wolves will be looking to get a win here. They don't care about Luton. That's just the nature of it.
They've got their own ambitions.
Yeah.
There's only a few games left of the season, so again, some players, as we've always said, might want to be putting themselves in the shop window, or staking their claim to be a first team regular next season, and type of thing. So there's still a lot to play for these teams. I know a lot of people, like you're saying, even one place, you're getting a few extra million or something.
It's definitely worth it.
Yeah. Next game we've got, big one, St James's Park, Newcastle against Sheffield United. I say a big one because purely because I think it's going to be a big scoreline one.
Yeah. Let's see if you've gone similar to me.
I've gone with 4-1.
Okay.
Bosh.
I was going to add more onto that, but yeah, I don't know really. It could be anything. It could be anything in this game. I mean, Newcastle should put them to the sword. Numerous times we've said about their home form, so I'm going 4-1 in it. There's not much to be said about this one for me.
I'm going 5-1.
Bosh.
I can see them not conceding as well, but it is Newcastle. They do give away chances because they play such a high line sometimes as well. They do get caught out. Whether Sheffield United will be able to exploit that remains to be seen. But I think Newcastle, honestly, in transition from defence to attack, are up there with like Arsenal, City and Liverpool, with how quickly they get the ball from their defence to the other side. So I think Sheffield United will really struggle against these because of the pace that they'll play. And especially at St James's Park, I think they're going to get mauled.
I agree. I mean, if Isaac is even half on song, he should get 1 or 2 goals.
A hat-trick, really. Yeah, it's
long. His killer instinct has been very good for me this season as well. Like, I don't know if I see him miss a lot of chances.
No, as soon as he gets a sniff, it's in.
It almost seems like when he has a good, clear chance,
it's a goal.
Or at least it's on target. He's going to make the keeper work in it. He's not just going to completely make it easy for the keeper and fucking boot it over or anything.
Yeah, definitely.
Which you might be looking at Isaac next season.
Mate, sign him up. I'm having him.
If you're going to look at that, like a Tony type now, Isaac is a much better footballer than Tony, in my opinion. Obviously, Tony has the better physical aspect and attributes, but all round, I mean, Isaac's how old is he as well? He's younger than him as well, no? He's like a few years younger, so. Yeah, don't buy into all this British hyped media. They want you to do that, so you pay 80 million and over the odds for these Ivan Tonys and Ollie Watkins and Solankis. I've said it all before. They're having good seasons. Well done to them, but I wouldn't sign any of these players for above 50, 60 million at all. And when you've got someone like Isaac, he doesn't always look the part. He's a bit gangly and stuff, but he definitely shows up. He shows up.
So. I like Isaac.
Yeah. Big score, big win. We're both predicting for Newcastle here. So we'll move right on to the next game. Massive game, tight game. Could go either way. You never know. Manchester United at Old Trafford against Burnley.
Burnley, mate. You're going to love my scoreline for this, mate. I've gone for a Desmond.
Bosh. You know my score.
Well, 2-1 United.
Oh no, I'm going 2-1 Burnley this week.
Bosh.
The 3-3 commentary, that FA Cup thing, that's just ridiculous. That performance is just absolutely ridiculous. And it shows that you step off if Man United, other teams can do it. They can take their foot off the pedal.
Oh yeah.
And cruise the game 3-0.
Yeah.
Other Premier League teams probably could have done that against Coventry.
100%.
Let alone Man United. And they took their foot off the pedal for 20 minutes, conceded 3 goals.
Yeah.
Took the game to extra time. Nearly lost it, if not for a VAR decision. In the last minute. And then can you imagine what conversation people would have been having after that?
It wouldn't have been a good day for Tottenham.
No, and I think I kind of have the feeling that some of that negative energy, even that they've got to a cup final, but look how they've done it.
Yeah.
And I think it's like a cloud over that getting 100%. To the cup final, and I think some of that negative energy might translate into this game. And Burnley are still there.
Yeah.
If you look at the table, I'm sure we were kind of saying that Burnley and Sheffield United are probably down. Well, it doesn't look as
they're still
like they have a good chance now.
Yeah,
they definitely have a good chance. Man United have got nothing to play for.
No.
All they've got to play for now is the FA Cup.
And pride.
They've got huge injury list at the minute, if you believe what is being said. McTominay will be out. Garnacho, Bruno are now missing. Potentially missing. Rashford is potentially missing, which probably wouldn't be too bad for him or United at the minute. 2-1 Burnley, mate.
That's brilliant.
2-1 Burnley.
I can't lie, that's actually brilliant, bro. I've gone nearly there, but I've sat on the fence because of Desmond.
Wow, listen, you got to look at that team and just think who they're going to play. I mean, I know Burnley are probably going to come to Old Trafford and think we're not expected to get anything here.
No, really. That's why you leave everything on the pitch, isn't it?
That's why you just think, well, we're going to give it a go then. We're not expected to win, so what does it matter if we lose?
Oh, exactly.
At least we're going to try and give it a go, innit? And I think they will, honestly. As we've seen quite a few times at Old Trafford this season with away teams.
That'd be hilarious, mate.
Next game we've got is Fulham against Palace. You tell me, because I'm a bit... Do you know... you tell me, but I'm going to...
No, I've gone
on my prediction.
I've gone slightly high scoring. I've gone 3-2 Fulham.
Bosh!
Only just because, like, we were just saying that Palace couldn't really mount anything, and then they scored 5 goals in a game.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, at some point, it's got to click. And when it does click in football, normally it is for an extended period of time. Sometimes it doesn't just happen overnight, and then when it does actually happen in a few months' time, then for the next few months you're actually pretty decent. So I think Palace will get another few goals.
Yeah.
But I just don't think they'll have enough to beat Fulham at home. Like, Fulham have been giant killers this year, home and away. So I think when it comes to Palace, I think Fulham will, like you say, in games when Luton are playing Wolves, you still see the difference in quality.
Yeah,
I think Fulham's team are decent though.
I don't know if it's here
they play well as a unit though. That's the thing. Like Paulinho in the middle, they're good.
Yeah. Now you look at Palace's team with Elise and Eze back in. That's an evened out team for me, to be honest, because I feel like they have. If you look just them two, they're probably better than any creative player that Fulham has in wide areas.
On all of their best days, probably, yeah. But it's more about, can they get the ball to Elise and Eze?
I'm going with moments, but I'm actually going with a 2-2 draw anyway. This is my Desmond this week.
Bosh!
Both good teams, obviously London derby.
Yeah.
I don't think either of them have really too much to play for, but as we just said,
millions.
It's a few million, whichever place you go up in.
That's it.
So, yeah, it'll be a tight game. I think it'll be a good game with quite a few goals in it.
I think it'll be a good game as well.
As you predicted as well.
Yeah, I think it'll be a good game.
But yeah, we'll move on. Everton back at Goodison Park. They played at Goodison Park.
Yeah.
They've been had like 3 home games in a row with this game.
It does happen sometimes.
Yeah. Against Brentford, coming off a good win against Luton, as we said before.
Mm-hmm.
Everton are just so weird this time of this time of the year, innit? When they will play bad and put themselves into horrible positions of a relegation battle for the whole season, get to game 34 and think,
got to win 4 games.
Yeah.
They'll beat us,
and they'll do it.
They'll beat everyone.
They'll do it at Goodison as well. Only at Goodison.
Yeah,
I'll be honest. I don't think if this game is at Brentford that they beat Brentford.
Well, Brentford just bowled over. Thing as well, you got to apologise to them, because I said they didn't have the attacking power, and they scored 5.
Yeah.
Nuts.
Well, and this is the thing. Everton scored 2 goals from outside the area. That for me, I mean, the McNeil one maybe was a lot harder to save, but the keeper's moved his feet at the rate of a granddad. He's just it's like a FIFA goalkeeper. He didn't move his feet. He just dived.
Yeah, that was like your school. That was like your school keeper.
Yeah, it was
he doesn't know how to actually save.
Literally.
That was long.
So without them moments, again, where do they get the goals? Calvert-Lewin does nothing. He plays for an hour. He plays an hour of football a week. That's what he does.
He's not scoring though.
Beto comes on and gives it more than
100%.
Calvert-Lewin does.
Didn't he come on and get injured because he was trying so hard?
I think exactly.
Well, Calvert-Lewin's not going to get injured.
Well, no, he just pulls up, doesn't he? He just
unless he cuts himself on his dress or something.
Feeling it a bit, so I'll just go down.
And he's putting his bobby pin in. Jesus.
Do you know what? I'm going back in Brentford, man.
Back in Brentford?
Yeah, I'm going 3-1 Brentford.
Bosh.
I don't care.
Decent.
I don't care. Even though more than likely what is going to happen is they're going to bore the shit off Brentford for about 80 minutes.
Potentially. Or just sit in.
Or be winning 1-0 at half time, look decent, and then just give away a silly goal and draw it.
That's what I've gone for.
Okay, sorry, go on.
I was going to say I've gone for 1-1.
Bosh.
Because it's another game where I have to sit on the fence because I don't know, man. They're just not. I don't pick based off historical things. I just pick whatever comes to my mind, innit?
Yeah.
When I see a team and I see 2 clubs, I'm like, are they good? Are they bad? Are they going to score? That's pretty much the questions I ask. And this one, I'm like, I have to sit on the fence because Everton can't score 5 goals in a game. We just seen Brentford do it. But then the next week, they'll both come up short, I think. That's why it'll be 1-1. I don't know.
It's a fair enough prediction. And as I've said a million times, Everton is not my game to predict.
Everton is a hard team to predict.
So, yeah, but they seem to do it at this stage of the season as they've been put into this position for the last couple of seasons. And they seem to find their way out. Obviously, the fans give them the extra boost that they need to get over the line.
Definitely.
Normally it works. So we'll see. But there's other teams around them where, I don't know, man, it's tight. But they're going to need...
They need points.
They need their home wins here, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. They get 2, well, Obviously, we've got the game midweek, but anyway, enough about that. I've gone 3-1. You said 1-1.
I did.
Could be anything.
It could be.
Next game we've got here, Aston Villa against Chelsea. Villa Park. Second best game of the game week for me, looking through the list, to be honest with you. Just because of interest-wise, I think Chelsea can definitely be a problem. They've shown that time and time again. They create chances.
Oh, yeah.
Similar with, I attribute Jackson to Nunes. It's like, he gets into good positions. He gets numerous chances a game.
Just has no quality.
No end product at all.
None.
No end product. And he's struggling to bring other players into play as well, which is just as frustrating. Like, you've got the pace and positioning to get in behind.
Yeah.
All right, you're not going to finish. Cut it back to... He hasn't even got that at the minute. And I do fancy Villa at home as well. Do you know what? I'm going with 4-3 Villa.
4-3, you're going massive.
High scoring game. Premier League, I think this is the highest scoring Premier League in...
Oh, in history, yeah, by a long way.
Loads of goals flying about. VAR decisions could add a couple of goals to your game that normally wouldn't be there.
True.
Yeah, I'm going 4-3 Villa.
I'm also going with Villa. I've not gone as high scoring.
Yeah.
I've gone 2-1 Villa.
Bosh!
I think they will definitely have enough to worry Chelsea. What really for me wins the game is that midfield. If they break down their midfield of Enzo Fernandez and Gallagher, it is going to be a long day for Chelsea's back four in it. But in the same way, if Gallagher and Endo deal with Tielemans and McGinn, then it might be a problem the other way. So I'm calling it close, and I would not far off picking a 3-2 or 4-3.
Yeah.
But 2-1 Villa, just because I think they'll win the midfield battle.
Emery sometimes does that anyway. He just gets games over the line type thing.
Emery knows how to beat Chelsea.
Even when they look dominant, like that United game. You remember that United game at Villa? I think they lost that game as well. Didn't it? It was just like, it's just this. I didn't understand. He must have been watching it, just thinking, "What are we doing here? We're under no pressure.
Out, just get the ball out.
Under absolutely no pressure, and just chuck the game away in 5 minutes or so." I don't know. They kind of have that in them a bit, but I don't really see it from Chelsea. I mean, Palmer's probably going to bag you a goal or two and be involved, but Villa just look a better unit, better understanding, better togetherness.
The thing is,
more set positioning.
100%. And Emery, although people don't really notice certain things that managers do, but Emery is very, very good at understanding how man marking should work. So he will have a man on Cole Palmer, and I'll be surprised if Cole Palmer scores more than one or gets a chance because of how much pressure they'll put him under. And they'll pass him along as well. You know how in certain games where like Arsenal are playing, Declan Rice might pick up Palmer. If he drifts into the box, no one's picking him up now. He's just free. Whereas Villa know how to pass them on. Yeah. So Tielemans will pass him onto the back. It's
communication, isn't it?
It is. They're good at it.
Trusting your teammates as well. Information is key in football. If your back's to play, information is key from a player to let you know you can turn or play it back to me. You're in danger. Like, communication is so key. But and I think Villa kind of seem to have more of that togetherness and understanding within the team. Even coming off the bench, they have threatening players as well. Good players. That'll be an interesting game. That's why I say for me it's probably the second most interesting game of the game week. Because moving on here, the most interesting game of the game week, bar none, North London derby, Spurs against Arsenal, Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, and I'm going to let you take it away, mate. You tell me what's going to happen. What's your club going to do,
mate,
to stay in this title race or completely capitulate? What's going to happen?
I honestly think we beat them. I think it's close, same as the Wolves game. I guess 2-1, you guessed 2-0. You was right. Again, a game where I gave the opposition a goal. Yeah. This week I do think we will concede, which is why I'm sticking with my 2-1 guess. But they're decent now, man, and you can't go to this. You can't go to Tottenham Hotspur Stadium or White Hart Lane as we call it and just expect to win. No, that's not what Arsenal can do anymore, innit? I mean, there used to be a time, and it ain't that time.
Now, with the position that you're in, you have to expect to win, in my opinion.
Yeah,
you have to expect to win, to have that belief to go there and think, listen, this is Spurs, this is still Arsenal. Yeah. We're going for what we're going for. because we're Arsenal. Spurs are lingering in where they are because they're Spurs. It seems to be like obviously normal procedure is resumed again in North London in a way in terms of
North London's red.
Well, yeah, because Spurs they were above you for years. For years, Champions League. So now exactly. And I think that it's gonna carry on. I'm going with 3-1 Arsenal.
Bosh.
Because I don't think Ange's the type to try and set up, block and try and stop you and maybe nick a 1-0 or get away with a draw because that still kind of messes you up. I think he's going to be like, we're going to go for it, innit?
Yeah, let's try.
This is us. 100%. We're at home. You don't come here and just walk us over. That's not going to happen. So he's going to go for it. He's going to expose his... Tottenham are going to expose themselves, I think. I think you both have good defences. But at the same time, I like Arsenal's defence more, honestly.
I like our centre backs more.
But as a unit,
their fullbacks are better than ours.
Yeah, I agree.
You know what I mean?
I agree. And the centre backs are very good as well. But I just see a back and forth game.
They're more head loss centre backs.
And Spurs is like he's got Werner. You got Werner. If he plays Werner, you're just like okay, well he's not.
Richarlison fit?
Probably not going to do it. I don't think so. I'm not sure about Son. Like they're looking a bit short.
Yeah.
If this was with Harry Kane and Ange. It could be a different story. You never know, innit? Because he's going to open them up.
Was Madison injured? Was he alright?
Not sure. I'm not sure yet.
See, if you're saying that no Madison, no Richarlison, no Son, and they've got Werner, I'll be happy with Benny White dealing with Werner.
That's what I'm saying. Well, I think do you know what Werner will cause him problems, in my opinion. I actually think he'll cause him problems, but he won't do anything.
Fast, isn't it? No,
he won't do it. He'll get past him, get into the box, probably get into a good position, but probably not make anything of it. In my opinion.
we have to wait now. I think we'll beat them. And
I'm going with 3-1. Honestly, it's such a vital part of the season. You can't do anything else. You literally can't do anything else. The extra motivation, the motivation is there. Is Spurs away, number one.
100%.
The extra motivation is you have to win. You have no other choice. Otherwise, the season just looks long after this.
No, we have to.
So you have to move past these lot.
Yeah, we have to win. I just want to see. I'm just intrigued to see how we do it. To be honest with you, so I'm going to be excited when that game starts.
Yes, most definitely. So yeah, most exciting game of the game week. We both think important one. Obviously, every game week is for most teams this season. But we'll move on to our second last game that we've got here: Bournemouth against Brighton at the Vitality.
Yeah.
Brighton, an odd team, off form, had some injuries. Maybe found it a bit difficult to replace those players, even though they have got good young players and they've shown that in moments.
Yeah.
But you can't really rely on that a lot of the time, innit? You can't rely on a 20-year-old from Uruguay to come and save you and prop up your team every week. It's not going to happen. It could happen. It's not impossible, but it hasn't happened, basically. I like Bournemouth here, to be honest. But I'll let you go. I'm not really set on the score, so I'll let you tell me the score.
No, I'm also the same. I'm sat right in the middle of the defence here again.
Yeah.
And I've gone for 1-1.
Bosh.
Like I've said many a time this year, if it was the Brighton of old, I'd be back in Brighton 100%. But they're not giving me anything to go off.
Yeah.
Not doing anything. And for me, Bournemouth, wonderful result. Like it could have been a wonderful result OT.
Yep.
It was a crazy result. OT. They were at home and they let them come back, right?
Yep.
But they were winning.
I think twice.
So Bournemouth definitely do have the quality to score goals. We've seen that. But I'm just on the fence on this one. I've been on the fence for a few of these games this week. Yeah. So 1-1, mate. I'm not too sure.
I agree. I think I want to favour Bournemouth, to be quite honest with you. I am favouring Bournemouth in this game. Mm-hmm. Score-wise, damn. Let's go with 3-1 to Bournemouth.
Bosh.
High scores this week.
Goals, mate. This season has been giving us goals. If it's giving us anything, it is goals.
It's very, very true.
Again, I don't think there's not much to be said about this one.
Fair enough, mate.
This is a 50-50 game for me.
It is 50-50. Good squads.
But Bournemouth can go ahead of Brighton if they win.
That's massive.
It's a little motivation there, isn't it?
That's massive.
Yeah. But yeah, 3-1 and 1-1.
Yeah.
Last game of the game week. One that we're not going to be looking forward to at all. Forest are hosting Manchester City at the City Ground. Yes.
They're gonna win. You know it. They're gonna win. There's
Why
no
do they
game
have
they're gonna
Why
lose.
do they have these games? Who else have they got for the rest of it? I need to look through
I'll
it.
tell you now, mate. They have got Forest, and then they've got Wolves, and then they've got Fulham, and then last game of the season they have got West Ham.
They've
So
got more
one of
games
the
in that, though, innit?
easiest running. Well, they've got Tottenham in that game that they've missed, innit?
Right,
And then they're
yeah.
playing tonight, obviously, or tomorrow or the day after against Brighton or someone, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So they've got no hard games there apart from Spurs, mate.
All of them games they should be thinking to win. I think.
That's why this game week I've gone clean City 3-0.
Bosh.
It does not matter if these are home and away. It don't matter. They get the job done. Bernabeu, City ground, flipping Emirates, they'll get the job done, mate.
Well, they couldn't do it against Real Madrid, could they? Silly mugs. But anyway.
They couldn't, no. They couldn't. But
Oh,
they did
there's
go to the
still that
Bernabeu and
little
give them a
mug.
good game, though.
Yeah.
They went to the Bernabeu and didn't lose. Not
Yeah.
many teams can say that.
They were favourites, no? Was City not favourites for the Champions League as a whole? So
Yeah, they're going to do it again, innit? Imagine that. But yeah, stopped. They got stopped. But back to the Premier League, back to normal play, and they're just going to roll them over.
I'm saying 4-1.
Bosh.
It's the same scoreline difference that you've given. You said 3-0.
Yep.
So, I mean, they should batter them. At this point, I'm just going to accept that most of the games that City have now, they're probably just going to roll teams over. There doesn't seem to be many teams that are going to put up too much of a resistance to that. It probably is hard even if you did try your hardest.
Definitely.
And Forest they need to get points.
Yeah.
They've had some shocks at the City ground when they've got the home support behind them. So you never know. But I think we know on this occasion, it's a City win under every circumstance.
Yeah.
I think 99 out of 100 probably I would give them at this stage with the circumstances that everyone are in.
Yeah, definitely. I can't see any other result here.
Yep. But that about sums it up.
Yeah, mate.
Another interesting game week. Some good games in there. Not looking to our 12:30 kickoff, to be honest with you. Really looking forward to the Spurs Arsenal game and Villa and Chelsea, of course, as well.
Yeah.
So we'll see some good games, and we look forward to seeing them. But until next time, thank you very much for watching from wherever you're watching from. Stay safe, take care, and we'll see you again soon.
Thank you so much for joining us today. It's been a pleasure hosting you. Have a great rest of your day and see you all again soon.